PvP guides for EVE Echoes seems to be something you guys search for according to YouTube's analytics, but alas, whilst I am no expert at PvP, I still know enough of the basics to give you guys a healthy head start with a healthy subscribe button. So let us start with the beginning with the mid-slot electronic warfare modules, commonly known as EWAR, that are relevant to a PvP build. First and foremost, we have the Warp Disruptor. This and its brother, the Warp Scrambler, are essential if you want to prevent other players from warping away once you start shooting at them. Imagine being denied that kill mail just because your prey simply warped away. The interruptive Warp Disruptor starts with a range of 26.25 kilometers, giving you a lot of flexibility with the range of your weapons. You'll often see the two referred to as tackle, with the Warp Jammer strength being referred to as your points of tackle. If, however, you don't need the flexibility that is granted by the Disruptor's range, then the previously mentioned Warp Scrambler, once I bring it up on screen right now, is the preferred choice. Whilst the Meta Level 5 Interruptive Warp Scrambler only has a total range of 13.13 kilometers, half that of its Warp Disruptor brother, it has an added bonus. It shuts down the target's micro-warp drive, in addition to providing more points of interference to the target's warp stability. What this means is that not only can your prey not warp away to safety, but they cannot use their micro-warp drive to control the distance between you and them, either to fight back or to flee. Do note, however, that this has no effect on afterburners, which is where the Stasis Webifier comes into play. Once again, I need a moment to bring it up onto the screen. This module has the ability to target... Let's start that bit again. This module has the ability to slow the target ship's speed down. Keeping to the same pattern as with previous examples, looking at its Meta Level 5 variant shows us a speed reduction of 57% at 13 kilometers. Slowing a ship down like this doesn't just assist in holding the ship down at your preferred range, but it also improves your damage application. Whether you're using turrets, missiles or drones, it doesn't matter. They all benefit from your target moving significantly slower than before. And this is where the target painter also comes into play. What this laser pen of a module does, and I'm going to have to pause to bring it up on screen, is it makes targets easier to hit by increasing its signature radius. The easiest way to think of this is that it makes your target bigger, and bigger targets are easier to hit. Not that the ship itself actually gets bigger, we're just talking about how the game handles damage application here. These are frequently used to assist larger weapons with hitting smaller targets at a distance. Note that the target painter and the remaining modules in this video have an optimal range and accuracy fall-off attribute, meaning that whilst they are operable at longer ranges, their effects are less likely to apply. The Energy Neutralizer, next up on the list, is technically not under electronic warfare, but we're going to bring it up anyway because it gets categorised in there, is not to be confused with its cousin the Energy Nosferatu, and has the ability to remove capacitor from the target player's ship. This module has a large capacitor and power grid cost to it, when compared with the other modules in this video due to its nature, both of which need to be considered when fitting it out on your ship. It is also worth noting that this module, unlike the others in this video, comes in different sizes, those being small, medium, large and capital. Aside from the capital variant, these sizes are not exclusive to the size of the ship they are fitted to. So for example, an Ashimu cruiser can in theory fit a large energy neutralizer, provided you ensure you have sufficient power grid. Next up is something of a coin flip, and we're going to start off with the Tracking Disruptor when we make our way back there, which we'll bring up on screen right now. the tracking disruptor and the guidance disruptor. The tracking disruptor reduces the target player's tracking speed, optimal range, and accuracy fall-off attributes on their turret weapons. Whereas the guidance disruptor, which we are bringing up on screen right around now, this disrupts the explosion velocity, explosion radius, and flight time attributes of missile weapons. These electronic warfare modules are essentially capable of shutting down a player's weapon systems. So why is this a coin flip? Well, let's say you have only 3 mid-slots to allocate. One is for your tackle, the second is to web the target down, and the third in this scenario will dictate which targets you will want to engage, as you may be at a disadvantage if you choose to engage a missile ship with a mid-slot wasted on target disruptors. Tracking disruptors. I did a bit of a bad job there of the script, but let's roll past that and carry on. Moving on to the last and possibly least used electronic warfare module, the sensor dampener, which is right about here. I say least used, not useless. It still has its place in the game. This module reduces the target's scan resolution significantly and can be used to great effect to prevent enemy players from locking on to anyone in your fleet until it is too late. This is most effective when used by smaller ships, such as stealth bombers against larger ships, such as battleships and capital ships. Due to the lower scan resolution of these larger ships, combined and up against the low signature radius of smaller ships, these larger ships already take a large amount of time to successfully lock onto smaller ships. With multiples of these applied, it can take entire minutes to establish a lock, and it is not uncommon in these fleets for the stealth bombers to individually warp off and return having broken the target lock to start that countdown all over again. So that covers the mid-slot electronic warfare modules currently available. If you happened to find this video useful, go ahead and hit that big red button. You know the one. It is red, yeah? Or white? Okay, apparently for me it's white, but whatever colour it is. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Have a great day and fly dangerously in New Eden.